This is a reminder that what you hear is a modern adaptation of what is written. Enjoy! And so the serpent sparkled eagerly, deceivingly guiding Eve, our gullible mother, to the forbidden tree, the root of the tragedy of mankind. Upon seeing the tree, Eve said to the guiding serpent,
Why are we here? I mean, there's no point. There's all this fruit here, but it doesn't mean anything to me. And I know you believe in what you believe in all, which is great, but God told us we couldn't taste nor touch this special tree. All he left us with were these rules, and he told us these rules, so we are the rules now, you know? Like, we're in charge now.
In hopes of tempting her, the deceitful serpent replied,
That's right. But then, did not God also say that you have control over everything in the earth and air? What did he say about the fruit of the forbidden trees in the garden then?
Eve, still sinless, replied,
Well, he said that we can eat from any tree in the garden, but if we eat or touch this special tree, then we'll, die.
Although Eve spoke briefly when she was questioned the first time, this time she spoke more boldly. The serpent knew he had to try something different. He tried to act as though he was unfazed, remembered to seem like he was still on her side, and calmly readied himself as if to speak of something majestic. He prepared himself as if he was some great speaker of ancient Greece or Rome, where the art of speech once flourished in its fame. As he collected himself, he deliberately and carefully plotted out each gesture, each concept, each word, so that he had perfect timing and flavorful fervor in every syllable he uttered.
Ah, what a sacred, wise, wisdom-giving plant that stands before me. Mother of science, I feel your powers clearly within me, not only to understand the reasons of all things, but also to understand the ways of the most powerful and wise beings of the universe. And Eve, my queen, queen of the universe, do not believe those threats of death. You will not die. How could you die? By a fruit? By the god or something who threatens death? Well, the fruit could only present to you life and knowledge. And as for God, look at me. I have touched and tasted, and I'm still living. And I have found a life that is far more perfect than I was ever destined for. So, should animals and beasts have something that humans cannot? How could God be angry over such a petty contradictory rule? If you earn the knowledge of good and evil, would he not praise you for being brave and dismiss penalizing you with death, whatever that is? How could he hurt you over your desire to have a happier life? Obviously, your fear of death cancels out the fear. Why would he have made this fruit forbidden in the first place anyways? It was probably to keep you ignorant so that he could have more power and authority. He knows that the moment you eat it, you will see clearly. You will be like gods, knowing good and evil. You will become like gods, just like how I became human. On the inside, that is. So sure, you might die, but you will shed off your humanity and become like the gods. Death might be a threat now, but it pales in comparison to you becoming like gods. And what's so special about gods that humans shouldn't be like them anyways? It's probably all part of a scheme. The gods came first, so everything else follows. And they probably use this reality to their advantage to stay in power. No one gets wisdom without their permission. But it's not like they do anything anyways. As far as I can see, at least this earth is fair. It is warmed by the sun, it produces everything, but the gods, they do nothing. What would it hurt to have knowledge like they do, anyways? Are they just jealous? And is jealousy a good thing for supposedly heavenly gods to have? The pettiness is negligible compared to the understanding you could attain. Go on. Go ahead, Eve. Take a bite.
The devil completed his speech, his heart filled with deceit. It was clear. His poisonous ideas had been easily injected into Eve's heart. Her eyes were fixed on the fruit, and the sight of it alone could tempt anyone. Her ears rang with the echoes of the serpent's persuasive rhetoric, filled with reason, and, at least it seemed to her to be, filled with truth. The minutes slowly passed by, the noon sun scorching above. Eve's stomach growled at the scent of the crisp, savory fruit, her heart desiring nothing but the touch and the taste of it. She paused for a moment, entranced by its beauty, then said,
Wow. Serpent, you're so smart. You know how it really is. You are like the fruitiest of all fruits. How could we have not known this for so long? We've been silenced. We have been kept in the dark, prevented from knowing about the tree of knowledge of good and evil. But him forbidding us clearly makes you more right. I mean, it clearly demonstrates that us wanting to eat the special tree's fruits is a good thing. I mean, what's stopping us from eating the special tree's fruits? What is stopping us from being wise? Not that there's anything wrong with being stopped, but if death is what's supposed to stop us, and if it's stopping us from our inner freedom, then I don't think it's worth it. And are we supposed to, just die if we eat it? I mean, the snake guy seems fine. He ate it. He's still talking. He's still alive. He's still making sense. What is the point of death anyway? Was it created just to keep us stupid? I mean, was the intelligence just supposed to be kept for animals? Because they seem fine to me. They were all pretty nice to me. What's the point? What is there to be afraid of then? What's stopping me? I'm not scared of death. I'm not scared of punishment or law or God.
Her hand dashed out and forcefully tore the fruit from the tree, and she shoved it into her mouth, biting into its juicy core. The evil hour had arrived. The earth moaned in pain, the winds sighed in remorse. Every sign they had previously attempted to warn her with was in vain. The slithering culprit sunk back into the shadows of the thick woods, and Eve, now addictively encapsulated by the juices of the fruit, paid no attention to anything else. She found the novel taste crisp and refreshing as she lusted over the influx of new knowledge. No thought of God was near her mind as she greedily consumed, juices and saliva running down her chin. Nor did any thoughts of death near her mind as she happily and drunkenly indulged as if she were consuming bottle after bottle of strong cider or wine.